Live on YouTube and Google+, it's Pageant Live. This is the place for glamour and style. Get great pageant tips you won't find anywhere else. Find out what you need to know before your next pageant. Post your questions and comments for our panel during the show. Learn great ideas about all aspects of pageantry. Here we go. Pageant Live starts right now.
Hello and welcome to Pageant Live. I'm Stephanie McGrain, and tonight I'm joined by the beautiful national title holders of the Miss United States organization. Let's meet these lovely ladies now, starting with Candace.
Hi, Pageant Live. I'm Candace Dillard, and I am your Miss United States 2013. I'm so excited to be here.
Welcome, Candace. And Jennifer, let's move on to you.
Hello, Pageant Live. I'm very excited to come to you from North Carolina. I am your 2013 Miss United States, Jennifer Jones.
Welcome, Jennifer. And Savannah, let's meet you next.
Hi guys, I'm Savannah. I'm your Miss Junior Teen United States 2013, and I come from South Carolina.
Welcome to you. And next, let's meet you, Laura.
Hi everyone, I'm the Director of Marketing for the Miss United States organization. I'm in Washington, D.C. I am also a former title holder, 2011 Miss United States. Thank you very much, Pageant Live, for having us back on the show.
Well, it is wonderful having all of you ladies join us tonight. Now, I want to get started right away and jump in with some questions and ask you what you found was the most challenging thing in preparing for the national competition. What did you find the most difficult?
Well, I can start. I think for me, it was staying focused on myself. I love to talk, and I love getting to know people, especially pageantry is my element. So when I'm at Nationals Week or at a state pageant, I want to get to know the girls, I want to talk to everyone, and sometimes you can get sidetracked sometimes. And I think for me it was not comparing myself to the 50, 52 or 53 other beautiful women that were there, and just focusing on me and really honing in on what I wanted to accomplish as Miss District of Columbia and trying to become Miss United States. So I was constantly having to remind myself to put my tunnel vision on and focus on me and write in my journal and really just hone in on what I wanted to get out of the experience.
Well, that's great advice. And remembering just to focus on yourself, not worry about anybody else and whatever else is going on. How about the rest of you ladies?
I feel like my experience, I honestly have no regrets, but I truly believe that the majority of that was because I did focus on me. I did what Candace was striving to do and advised the other ladies to do. When a lot of the girls chose to go sightseeing during National Week, I said, you know, Washington will always be there. I'm going to take this time to focus on me. I went to the gym. I went and got spray tan, took the time to eat a healthy meal, even though we were constantly busy. I still spent time with my sister queens from the state that we were there with and had a wonderful experience meeting additional queens and some lifelong friends, but I did focus on me, and I think that is a wonderful thing to do because that is your week to shine and to show the judges and the organization who you are.
Well, that's great, and it sounds like it worked well for both of you ladies. And Savannah, what about you?
My biggest thing was I had to work on becoming the perfect me. You know, I'm just turned 16, so I'm kind of in that stage where I don't know who I want to be yet, and I don't have to decide. But, you know, for the judges to fall in love with me, I had to become, you know, somebody you could relate to. I had to be the softball player. I had to be the horseback rider. I had to be your typical teenage girl. So I just threw everything together that I've learned in life and took all my life lessons to become me. So.
And that is great. And so taking all of that into consideration, what is your advice to ladies who hope to pursue the crowns that you have on? What is your advice to them?
My biggest advice, oh, sorry, Candace.
Go ahead.
Is just to be yourself. Because there are many of pageants that I have lost, but then the path that brought me to this crown and this title. So focus on you. You will find that fit of that organization. We hope the organization is the Miss United States organization, but everyone has a perfect fit. Everyone has a title for them to hold and for them to express. So even if you're frustrated, even if you may not have done what you should have done, just take it and make the best out of everything, and that makes you the queen already.
Love it.
It sounds really trite, but it's so true what Jennifer said, and it does. But for me, I've been competing like Jennifer for a long time. I was no stranger to the pageant industry, and every time I got a little bit better, and I learned something, and I took something new from that experience. But I think the difference between Candace 2 or 3 years ago and Candace this past year when I competed in the Miss United States system was I stopped. I didn't stop caring, but I stopped caring. I stopped caring about what everyone was going to think. I stopped caring about what the judges, will the judges love me? Will the other girls love me? I have to get the perfect gown. I have to have the perfect extensions in. I have to have the perfect lipstick. I have to have my body has to be exactly what I want it to be. And I took all of that training and all of the experience that I had, and I trusted it. I trusted myself. I trusted what I knew and even what I didn't know. I went in and said, you know what, if it's meant to be, it's going to be. And if it's not meant to be, then there's something else. And a lot of times I give that advice to girls, be yourself, but you don't always win. You don't always win. Everyone does not get the crown. But it's important to remember to take the other experiences away from what you're going through. It's not always about winning. And it's like, okay, yeah, right, Candace, you can say that because you have the crown on your head. But it's not. It really, I had not anticipated competing in the Miss United States system. And I was ready to retire and be finished. And I was content with where I was and the progress that I had made. So at the end of the day, it really is most important to be you, because whether you win or you place high or you don't, you want to come away from it knowing that you were yourself and you gave everything that you had of your natural self. And that is enough. That should be enough.
Well, Candace, I completely agree with you, and that's great advice for all of the future contestants. Savannah, what about you? What is your advice to the future contestants?
Well, I agree with Candace and Jennifer, so I'm going to reflect back to, have faith in God, because everything happens for a reason, and He'll give it to you whenever you're ready. You have to have the perfect time to shine, and He knows.
Right, and I agree. I think timing is everything. Okay, well, ladies, now since you've been crowned and you've been enjoying your year, what has been your most favorite moment? Not including crowning, but other than that, what has been your most favorite moment so far?
Well, I actually have 2 favorite moments. And I think Laura was with me at one of them. It was recently at the Ms. Veteran America pageant. It was just a few weeks ago. And I am a military brat. My father, my stepfather, and my stepmother were all in the Air Force. So I was already well aware of firsthand the sacrifices that our veterans have to make for this country every day. My stepmom did 2 tours in Afghanistan. So my family sacrificed, and we suffered a little bit for the greater good of our country. But just to see it on that level, combining the military atmosphere with the pageant atmosphere, was something that I'd never seen before. And it was very emotional for me. And Laura and I were both at the table kind of sniffing at several points in the evening. I was so overwhelmed a lot of times at the bravery of a lot of the women. And you see, you know, strong men going out and fighting for our country and sacrificing and dying for our freedom. But it was just so overwhelming and such a positive experience to see that our women are just as strong and just as brave and just as courageous as our men. And they can look good in heels and a crown at the same time. It was so inspiring. And then my other great experience was when I went to Boston for Boston Fashion Week, and I got to visit a music class. I have a music background, and the students in music class, they sang to me, and I was crying. I'm a crier. I cried the entire time, just seeing the little kids and remembering being young and coming up in choirs. That was a great experience for me as well.
Oh, that is wonderful. It sounds like two fabulous memories that you will cherish forever. Of course, many, many more, and many more to make during your reign.
Yes.
And I want to quickly introduce Lexi, who is joining us right now. Hello, Lexi. And I don't think Lexi, we can't quite hear her, but we will work on that. And when you're live, you never know what's going to happen.
Can you hear us? Can you,
oh, we can
guys hear me?
you. Hello.
Yes. Okay.
Welcome.
Hi. Thank you.
It's so great to have you with us. Lexi,
thank you.
will you tell us your full name and your title?
Yes, my name is Lexi Richardson, and I am Miss Teen United States 2013.
Well, welcome. So glad
Thank
you could
you.
join us.
Thank you.
And Lexi, we're just sharing our most favorite moments of the reign. I should say you guys, the most favorite, besides crowning. Crowning doesn't count.
Right.
But what has been your most favorite moment?
Let's see. Since then, I've worked a lot with my charity of choice, which is the Laura Turner Homes. It's pretty much a group home for adults with developmental disabilities. 2 weeks ago, we had a Halloween party, and we decorated pumpkins. We had treats, punch, games. Everyone had so much fun. And the adults that live at the home, they are about at an age 7 level. So, you know, they had a blast. And usually with, you know, games and pumpkin painting and all that stuff, you know, they'd say, this is little kid stuff. We don't want to do this. But actually they had a blast, and it turned into an annual thing. So now we get to have a pumpkin painting party every year. So that would be pretty, I think that's number 1 right now.
That is so exciting. And I bet they were so excited to see you and your beautiful crown.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, actually, I let a few of the ladies try it on, and I've been working with them since I was 13. So they've seen me with a few crown and banners on, but none this sparkly. So they were pretty excited.
Yes, and I love your crowns, ladies. They are gorgeous. Well, Savannah and Jennifer, how about you? What have been your most memorable moments?
You better say something about me.
I knew that was coming. I knew. No, honestly, Savannah and I have been very blessed with, she lives in South Carolina and I live in North Carolina, and we have had the opportunity to do majority of our appearances together. So all of my appearances, I do think of Savannah for all of them. Unfortunately, we haven't gotten the opportunity to work with Candace and Lexi as much, but I do have to say one of my personal favorite experiences would be going to Vegas with all 4 of the ladies, because it was the first time we were together outside of winning, but everyone's excited after you win, like you said, the crowning moment. But it was the first time we actually got to spend time together and bond together and just get to know each other on a deeper level. And we brushed each other's hair. I mean, we had girl talk. It really was the cheesy slumber party situation. So to me, that was one of my favorite moments up to date, is just the bonding with the sister queens. Because with Candace being in the DC area and Lexi being in Arizona, there's an opportunity without these titles, we would not have been able to become close friends. So I have truly enjoyed the sisterhood connection that we get from this organization.
Oh my goodness, that sounds like so much fun. What a fun time with the girls. Love it. Well, Savannah, what about you?
Well, Jennifer just took mine, so I guess but no, I totally agree with the biggest thing because we're all so diverse and different, but we all had the same dream and we conquered it. So that's what kind of brought us together. We do have a lot of things that are in common. So, but one of my favorites, I don't really have a favorite because I've had a pretty great reign so far, and all my experiences have been different and unique, and all of them have made a big impact on, my title so far. So, but I have to say, whenever me and Jennifer are together, I always have a good time because she's not only, my sister queen, but she's my best friend and role model. She's my bodyguard, my mama, my sister. She's everything. So we can always have fun.
Oh dear.
I love that.
You're welcome.
It sounds like you ladies have such an incredible bond, an incredible sisterhood with one another, and I just think that's amazing. I love it. Okay, now my next question for you is, what is one thing that you hope to accomplish during your reign?
I can go. Oh,
Okay,
well,
go ahead. You go ahead, Candace.
Okay. Well, I started an organization called My Sister's Keeper when I was a student at Howard University in Washington, D.C. And it has always been very small. And working with young women has always been really important to me. And after winning my title, Miss United States, it's just been amazing the number of women that I've been able to meet. Young women, older women that want to help and be a part of my organization. So my biggest hope, my biggest wish is that I'm able to nationalize My Sister's Keeper and make it an organization that young girls all over the country can in some way participate in, whether that's starting smaller chapters in other parts of the country or just being able to do the different activities that we do in DC with girls across the country. So that would be the one thing that I hope to accomplish this year.
Oh, that's wonderful. And it's great to hear that you're taking it on a national level. But how did your organization come to be?
So when I was a sophomore or a junior, I think it was a junior, I started volunteering at the House of Booth, which is a battered women's shelter in DC, and simultaneously I was working tutoring at a high school, a local high school in DC, Cardozo High School. And working with the girls at the battered women's shelter, well, the way that it works is while the moms are in life skill classes, you are helping the kids, the girls and boys, do their homework and play with them depending on what age they are. And I was working with one particular girl who was in the 6th grade who couldn't read her homework. She was reading a worksheet, and she probably was reading on maybe a 3rd grade reading level, and she's in the 6th grade. So for me, I'd never experienced that or seen it. I've grown up very blessed. I'm also a Southern girl. I'm from Georgia originally. So I'd grown up very blessed and always never really had to want for much of anything. So to come into an urban environment and to experience the disparities that a lot of our young women are facing here, it touched me in an interesting way. And then in addition to that, working at the tutoring at the high school, I found that the girls were they lack life skills. They lack a lot of the social skills that you need to be a functioning member of society. They would oftentimes allow young men to speak to them in ways that they shouldn't. They were dressing in ways that I felt they shouldn't, that was not indicative of a young woman. And again, I saw that there was a need for someone or something to come in and try in some way to help or fix whatever I could. So those two experiences kind of were the foundation of My Sister's Keeper, and it's grown a lot, like I said, since I was crowned. We've done a lot of different activities, a lot of different events, locally, but I'm hoping to expand nationally soon.
That is wonderful. And it sounds like you are definitely making a difference and working to change lives. So good for you. I love when people take their titles and really use it to make a difference. So that's fabulous. I can't wait to see how it grows in the future and what else you accomplish with it. Ladies, what about the rest of you?
Well, I know personally I'm excited to travel to the other states just for, small, just to see Miss Alabama Caroline Petty. She was one of my dearest friends. So I'm excited to see all of them. But also I'm excited to work more with Best Buddies of ASU and also the Special Olympics. So I know that those are two things that I'm going to get do a little bit more work with as time goes on in my reign.
Now, Lexi, is this your personal platform?
It is. It is. I work with adults with developmental disabilities, and I've worked with them, like I said, since I was 13. So 6 years almost. It's been a big part of my life, and I love it so much, more than anything that I think I've ever done in my 18 years of living. It really does just brighten up my day anytime I see anyone when I go to the Laura Turner Homes. Anytime when I work with the Special Olympics, it turns a terrible week into the best week ever when I see a smile on one of their faces.
Oh, that's wonderful. And I'm sure you totally brighten their days, too.
Oh, I hope so. I like to think that I do. I do. I like to think that.
Well, Jennifer and Savannah, what about you?
My biggest accomplishment is just to not turn down any appearances. Or that's what I would like to achieve, because even the smallest appearance makes an impact in people's lives. And although it's stressful on me, myself, my family, even the organization, because I'm on the go, I think I had 3 people today while I was at school go, "You're everywhere. How are you standing in front of me?" And I go, "I don't know. I'm about to leave and go do an interview right now." So it's just a matter of applying yourself, because this is 1 year. It is 1 year of your life that you are giving and sacrificing to this title to not only better yourself, but to better the world and the people around you. Another personal goal that I have is my platform is chiropractic, back to health, a chiropractic lifestyle. I am in my final year of chiropractic school, and the biggest thing is I want to express to everyone is that if you have a spine, a backbone, you need to be getting your spine checked. Even if you don't get adjusted, you need to get checked. Just like you get your teeth checked, just like you go to get your eyes checked, you need to get regular checkups for preventative care. And it's something that you can prevent future injuries, you can help with current injuries. It is a wellness program such as, again, the eye doctor and the dentist, and people don't think of it that way. So I want to change the perception of as many people's lives as possible so that you can live a better, healthy lifestyle.
Well, that's good to know. And I think you're right. I think, most people think, oh, go to the doctor, the eyes, but that's good to know. And I completely agree with you in really making the most. It sounds like you're so busy. All of you ladies are so busy, but really making the most of your year, because it's truly what you make of it. It goes by so fast. Then the year is over, and you want to be able to do as much as you possibly can.
You're completely right, because again, you're tired and you go, "Oh, I'd rather stay at home. I'd rather not put my makeup on for this." But if you think about it and you blink, it'll be over with.
Right.
So.
I completely agree.
Especially being in college and everything down here is just so go, go, go. And I don't have my mom here to, tell me, you really should be doing this and you should get to the gym and filling up my schedule. So I definitely agree that I need to stay busy. Otherwise, I'll be sitting in my room all the time.
And that's okay every once in a while, because everyone needs a break. But again, every once in a while.
Well, Savannah, what do you hope to accomplish during your reign?
My number one thing I want to accomplish is to definitely keep promoting my platform, which is drug abuse awareness and prevention. It is such a travesty that's going on right now that everybody can face. You don't know who it's going to happen to. I just want to let everybody know that, it's not just a personal problem. It's a disease. And that's really what I want to get out there.
Oh, good for you. Good for you. And I know you will. I know you are, and I know you will. And now, Jennifer, I have a question for you concerning the Ms. category. Tell us what's unique about that, and what are the qualifications for the Ms. division?
The qualifications are 26 to 55 years old and currently not married. You can have a child in a past relationship, you can have adopted a child, you can have been divorced, separated, or widowed. All of those things. The point is that you are a single woman currently when you compete. And I feel like that is so unique from any other system and any other pageant, because once you have a child or you are married, even if that relationship doesn't work out, then there's really no pageant for you to go to. And I feel like this title opens it up to a completely new spectrum of women that previously they were done. For instance, my best friend is widowed. Her husband died a year ago from brain cancer, and she's 31 years old. Even though she has a voice to speak about the platform of brain cancer and this disease, without this particular title, she has no voice to launch that platform off of. And I personally do not have children, nor have I been married, but it still didn't stop me from competing. I'm just explaining the difference on how it makes it different from other systems and other titles. The uniqueness, I believe, of this is because of the larger age gap of 26 to 55, you get a more diverse group of women fighting for the title. These are women that have been there, they have done that. The life experiences that they have to share make them the perfect role models and mentors to every woman and every young lady out there. So I do feel like we're tapping into a new group of audience that, again, previous pageants and previous titles have not tapped into.
Well, that is great, and I guess I wasn't aware of the range of the age category. So I think that's fabulous to include, so many more women in different stages of their life. That is great. Okay, now Jennifer and Savannah, question for you ladies. How do you transition between being an athlete and a beauty queen? I know you ladies have big sports backgrounds, but how do you make the transition?
You go first, Savannah.
You go first.
I
gotta think.
Okay, well, you think. I think the biggest thing is that, to me, it's not as much as a transition of who I am, it's a transition of how I look. When people look at me on the sports field, I probably don't have on fake eyelashes, I probably don't have my nails done, my hair's probably not perfectly manicured. So they see you in a different perspective, but I'm still the same person. I still work out, I still eat right. No matter where I am, it's just about putting on your game face. In a pageant, your game face is the hair, the makeup, the dress. When I play softball, my game face is a visor and cleats and socks. So it's a completely different perspective, but it is putting on your game face. I believe all pageant women are athletes, because again, it's just about their sport is a pageant. And the preparation for pageantry is just as intense, if not even more intense, than playing sports, because you do have to physically, mentally, emotionally, everything has to be perfect for the best you that you can be. So that is something that transitions. It's just a matter of breaking the mold and the glass ceiling of people thinking that if you're an athlete, you're an athlete. If you're a pageant and beauty queen, that's who you are. There are lines that are blurred there. It's just a matter of getting people to see that.
Well, I agree completely. I was a gymnast for 10 years, and trying to change the way my body looked for nationals took a little bit longer than I expected. It did, but it was so worth it. And regardless of the way you train, it's as hard as you train. You know, I'm not doing pull-ups and I'm not tumbling, but I'm still in the gym and I'm running just as hard as I would for, you know, a full pass. So I agree with Jen completely, 1,000%. because I know how difficult it is to make that transition.
Yeah.
Well,
And I'm
sorry.
Oh, no, you're fine. Savannah is still currently playing sports. I know she's playing volleyball, and then she's transitioned into her softball team for her high school, while again she's being our junior team queen. So tell us about that, Savannah.
I think I'm a little different than Jennifer. I kind of do wear my fake eyelashes, and I have my fake earrings, and I have a full face of makeup. So I guess that's the difference between us. Still gotta look good when you play good, you know what I'm saying? But no, I totally agree with her, though. I mean, there's a difference between your game face and your pageant face. I think the biggest transition is having a team to back you up, and then knowing once you go on stage, you know, if you mess up or if something doesn't go right, you don't have your team to rely on. You have to kind of rely on yourself, and you say, oh, well, that's something I need to change in me. I can't put it on to the next person and say, oh, you need to try harder. It's me. So I guess that's the only transition.
That's a great point, Savannah, because it reminds me of golf, where golf is an individual sport, and so is pageantry in the grand scheme of it.
Yeah.
Do you feel like then, coming from a sports background, athletic, do you feel like that is sort of an advantage? Maybe, mentally and, competing. Do you think there's an advantage there?
I personally believe, because again, there is advantage and a disadvantage. Like Savannah said, when you have a sports team, you can blame on other people, even though you shouldn't as an athlete. You shouldn't blame. But a lot of people do. They use that as a crutch. Whereas other events such as golf, and it is an individual sport, so it makes you to become determined on yourself and rely on yourself, and you have to look within to better yourself. So mentally, I think it is good, depending on what type of athlete that you are.
Right. I started pageantry before I was a gymnast, and gymnastics is both, an individual sport and a team sport. The entire team relies on your personal score. So I think, as weird as it may sound, pageantry helped me in gymnastics because it was all on me, and I always put myself in the position as if the team relied on me. And that's kind of how I feel when I'm on stage too, because my family and my friends, my support team, they're my team. So I always, when I'm on the stage, that's who I'm doing it for. I'm doing it for myself, but I'm also doing it to, give pride for the team. When I was in D.C., I was representing Arizona. So I definitely think that they coincide, pageantry and individual sports and team sports.
Well, I think that's what makes our organization unique, is this, as all the girls have mentioned, the sisterhood. It's teamwork, and especially going to nationals, you guys got really close with your Arizona sisters, with your North Carolina, South Carolina, DC sisters, and you're not going at it alone. So in this organization, we do hold the divisions at the same time on the state and national stage. So you have that teamwork element that you really don't have in a lot of other pageants. It's not all about you all of the time.
Exactly.
You do. I think that's really a special element of our pageant.
Absolutely, yes. And I'm glad that you ladies are stressing that today, and telling our viewers. I think it's fabulous. And Savannah, I understand that you recently traveled to Paris to model for Fashion Week. So exciting. Tell us about that.
All right. Well, the designer who made my gown for the pageant, the United States pageant, he asked me right before I won. Thank you. He told me that he would love for me to go and travel with him to do New York and Paris Fashion Week. And at first I thought he was joking. So I started laughing. I was like, no, not me, because, I'm curvy. I have the J-Lo booty. I'm a lot different than your everyday model. So I was like, okay, I'm going to do this. That would look great, to be like, hey, I went to Paris and modeled in Paris Fashion Week, just that opportunity. So I've been really trying to take every opportunity that's thrown my way. And I absolutely love Paris. I fell in love. It's a lot like New York, just the architecture is so beautiful. I mean, a lot of what people say about Paris is true. I mean, the people aren't as nice as usual, but I guess that's what makes it an experience. I don't know. But Paris Fashion Week was awesome. I got to meet a whole bunch of people that I would have never been able to meet. And I made lifelong friends whenever I was there, people that I still keep in touch with that were from Paris and everywhere practically. So I had a really good time.
Oh my
Plane
goodness,
ride was
so
horrible.
exciting.
Plane ride.
Savannah,
It was 9 hours.
The flight was 9 hours. Oh my gosh.
Yes.
Savannah, I was going to tell you this, Savannah. I had several girls that would be eligible for the junior teen division come up to me and ask me. I guess they'd seen photos of you in Paris, and they were asking me about your experience, and I hadn't talked to you, so I didn't know. But to go back to your J-Lo booty comment, I love that. I love that you were actually the one chosen to go to Paris for several reasons. One, because you represent an entire group of women who are, at your age, you're going through a lot of changes. Like you said, you don't know who you are all the time, and your body is changing, your mental processes are growing and changing. You're becoming a young woman, and a lot of times you lack confidence just because you're not sure who you are when you're going in life. I think it was so great that someone as amazing as you, but with a body like yours, you're not a stick, you're not a tiny girl. You have a natural, beautiful young woman's body, and I think what you did for so many girls your age, it can't even be counted. It can't even be measured in numbers. I think you infused confidence in so many young girls just by going and being you with your J-Lo booty and all, going to Paris and being fabulous and showing them that you can be and you can do whatever you want at whatever size, whatever age, as long as you put your mind to it. So I loved that you marketed yourself and put yourself out there and really went for it in Paris. So that was awesome to watch.
And get it right, Savannah. It's not a J-Lo booty. It's a Southern booty, okay?
That's right. That's Southern hospitality.
That's a cornbread booty.
Yes.
No, but I'm glad that I was able to go. It was a lot of fun. You know, all the models were asking me what size I was backstage, and I just kind of looked at them. I was like, we don't talk about that. It doesn't matter. As long as you look good, girl, you look good. I was like, no comment. You don't want to know. I just said bigger than you.
Hold on. Tell them what your actual answer was, Savannah. Tell them what it was when they asked your size.
I said curvy.
Stop! Oh my goodness, I love that. I'm gonna use that.
Dude.
I will. I'd be like, do you have a curvy? Oh, you do? Okay.
Right. My size is not measured in numbers, measured in velocity. Thank you.
I guess because everybody's different. I mean, nobody's the same, and that's what people forget sometimes. Yeah. We're all unique. We're all how we're supposed to be for a reason. And I'm glad that, like Candace was saying, that was really nice. Thank you.
It was nice. And I was actually watching, my dad had recorded the live broadcast of my crowning.
I watched it last night.
I know.
Oh my, I almost cried.
I cry every time I watch it. And I had to mute it because my dad was, well, he was crying, and he would be completely embarrassed if anybody knew that. Aww. But he was just so excited. So everything he said, his voice would shake, and he was praying on the video. It was great. But watching it was very sweet. But rewatching it, usually when you think, I mean, I've been to Miss USA 2 years in a row, and when you think of Miss Teen United States or Miss United States Ms. Junior Teen, you think of this tall, model-esque, exactly, legs for days. And when I was standing next to Caroline, there's a large difference between us. I'm a very, very tiny girl. And so just to see that, it was so awesome. Because I know a lot of my friends, actually, are pretty petite like me. So you think that, I don't know, just to me it was great seeing that. You know, it doesn't matter how tall you are, how long your legs are, how long or anything, how long your eyelashes are, how long your hair is. It doesn't matter. It just matters about you. And that, I think that Miss United States really captured that when they crowned us. Yeah. So we're just all so great, aren't we, ladies?
Yeah. I can relate.
Speaking of
with
crowning
what Lexi's
videos.
saying. Yeah. That. Oh wait. What were you gonna say?
I was going to say, speaking of crowning videos, I wish I would stop crying for 5 minutes to enjoy
No,
getting the crown put on
someone
my
had to
head.
tell
My
me.
cry face was so ugly.
It's okay. I covered my face, and over the entire area, as they said, Arizona, Lexi Richardson, take your walk. Someone said, don't cover your face, because this is exactly what I did. I was like, oh my goodness. And I turned around. That's my thing. Anytime anyone says, Lexi Richardson, you win, I just turn around, start walking the other way, drop to the floor, cry, cover my face. It's kind of my thing now. So they have to tell me to stop doing that. It's just so hard. It's just so hard, because when you're in that moment, you think they're not going to, as much as you want them to say Arizona or D.C., it's just
It's
the furthest thing
shocking.
from your mind.
Surreal.
Exactly. So they say it, and your body goes limp, and oh, geez.
I really
No.
thought I was going to pass
Woo!
out.
Yeah.
Just got
And
out
let
here.
me-
Year.
Let's see. I have to go back to what you
That's your
were
pretty
saying
moment.
earlier about short girls.
Yes.
That's a question that I get all the time, and I want to set the record straight while we're live on Pageant Live. Short girls, if you can hear me, knock, knock, knock. You can win.
Yeah, you can.
Don't let your vertical challenge deter you
Your
from
vertical.
trying. Yeah, it's a vertical challenge.
It is, because do you know how hard it is to find 8-inch heels in Arizona?
Yeah.
They're
but
nowhere.
No.
Candace
but
found them. She found
I
them.
can't tell you. I can't tell you what it is online. Facebook me out there, and I'll share my secret with you guys. But even whether you have the shoes or not, in all seriousness, it's about how you carry yourself. And if you feel like you're 6 feet tall, then that will come out on stage. You will exude 6 foot tallness on stage.
Oh.
And I really want to make that a point. I've never felt short in my life, ever. Even when I'm in a crowd of, 6 foot people, 5'9" people, I've never felt short. And it really comes from within and how you feel inside. And if that's how you put yourself out there on that runway, on that stage, it will come across that way. Don't let that be a deterrent. Don't let that keep you from accomplishing your dream or trying it. Even if it's not your dream, you just want to try it. But I don't think I can do it because I'm short. No, ma'am. I'm here to tell you, don't let that stop you.
Exactly.
Love hearing
so many
that.
other
Love it. And I'm petite too, so that's fabulous.
Exact sisterhood. Exactly. Yeah, surprisingly, at 5'4", I am the tallest female on my mother's side, so I'm representing, okay?
Well, now, Lexi, you're from Arizona.
Yes.
And I understand that the program there is very strong. It has a very strong sisterhood. So tell us more about that.
Yes, we do. I was actually thinking about this question as I was driving home from class. I think it's because all of the girls who compete at Arizona United States, we've all worked so hard, depending on which area it is, depending on if it's interview. We've worked so hard on our questions, or we've worked so hard going to the gym every day and eating right, or competing over and over again to win a title. I think we all have that same, mentality. We know how hard it is to get to where we are. And especially the queens that I'm reigning with currently, they've all competed multiple times for the title. I, too, it was my second time competing for the Arizona United States teen title, and it just feels so good to know that your hard work is paying off. And so I think that that's one of the links that keeps us together, because we all know that because of determination and because of not giving up, that we got, our dreams and our prayers were answered. So I think that that's one reason why we're so close. And also because none of us take ourselves too seriously, which I think is super important. We all are comfortable enough with ourselves to be completely goofy and to be, just ourselves at all times. We know when it's time to be serious, but also we know when you know, enough is enough. Take off the heels, put on some pajamas, and let's go eat some, you know, chocolate-covered strawberries. We actually had a slumber party this weekend, and it was the best, seriously, the best slumber party of my life. We watched so many pageant videos, and then we watched Mamma Mia, and we were singing to it. We were doing our opening number to the videos and eating so much junk food. I can't right now. I can't. I'm drinking green tea right now. I can't. No more caffeine. I can't deal with it.
And it makes all the difference. You know, when you have that bond, you have that sisterhood, you can just have fun with people, you have that connection. It makes all the difference in the world.
It really does.
So true.
And you know, I've been competing for almost 13 years, and I have never genuinely loved my sister queens the way that I do this year. I've never been so close to them, and I've never been friends with them. My missus, actually, when I moved into this apartment for school, she came over and we all went grocery shopping. Her, my mom, her daughter, and my grandma, and we all went grocery shopping and we had lunch. And it's just, it really is a sisterhood, and I've never really felt that with any other system. Except for Arizona, United States, and then going to United States and winning the title, and just being with these girls for a few days in Las Vegas, it was crazy how much we got along. Because usually, you know, the stereotype of pageant girls is, oh, they don't have friends. They're not very nice to each other. Actually,
we're divas.
We are, right? We're just better than everyone. But really, we're all just genuinely down to earth, and we all just got along so well. I remember Savannah and I were in our pajamas, and I had my puppy, and she was so tiny, and we were just passing her around, and it was just the best. Oh my gosh, you guys, she's so big now, and she's a terror. She just eats everything, and she's such a monster. She bites everyone. I will. I'll send you guys a picture.
Oh my gosh, I want to see a picture too. Yes.
Okay. She is so cute. Like I look at that one picture of I forget the little girl that was holding her in the room, Lexi, where she was like on her back with her paws up in the air. It was so cute.
Yes, and she still sleeps like that, actually. She sleeps with her arms and legs straight out. And when she's sleeping, she's out. You can move her, you can turn her, put her upside down, she's not waking up. She's like a real baby. It's the weirdest thing, but when she's awake, she's a complete terror. I love her so much. And actually, I named her after Caroline, Miss Teen Alabama, because we were talking about it. And I know we were talking about it at Nationals, and I think it was at orientation. It was one of the first days, and I was like, yeah, I'm getting a pug. She goes, no, you're not. And I was like, I am. She goes, will you name it after me? I was like, of course I will. And I didn't even think, like, my mom said, if you win, you know, you get 2 pugs. You get a boy and a girl. And I won Nationals, and I got a pug, and I was like, Caroline! So it was just the perfect, it's been a pretty perfect year, I'm not going to lie. Everything's going super well, so knock on wood, you know.
See, there's sisterhood for you. You know, how many people can say that? So, you know, if you truly were not loving these ladies, having a fabulous experience, you would not have chosen to name your dog that. So
exactly.
Case
See,
closed.
people, take a page out of the Arizona United States and the Team United States book. It's all about friendship.
I have to shout out my DC and my Maryland and my Delaware sister queens. I love them. And I competed with my team, Colby Muhammad, Miss Team DC United States, at Miss DC USA, and that's how we became really good friends. We also she's still a student at Howard, and I went to Howard, so we also had that connection. But I love her. I love her so much. Hi, baby queen. And then Sierra Nicole. She is the current Miss Maryland United States, and I also met her while competing at DC USA. And I love her. Like when we get together, it's like we've been friends for years. And those are my sisters. I love them. And we'll always have a special pageant bond, but it's nice to kind of, like you were saying, Lexi, step out of the pageant world and take off the crown and just sit around and gossip and eat inappropriate food.
Exactly. So good.
Yeah.
So I love those girls.
Candace, it's weird that you say that because I met my Miss Arlene when we were both competing at USA.
At USA?
Exactly,
Wow.
and then we go to orientation for Arizona United States because I had gotten first runner-up and I think she got second runner-up. My mom walked straight across the room and she said, "You should have won USA. I'm so happy you're here because you and my daughter are gonna win." She walked away, came sat next to me, and then Arlene was just kind of sitting there like, did that just happen? I don't know who's. And then she turned around. She saw my mom sitting next to me. And she's like, "Oh my gosh!" So then she came over, and we were talking all throughout orientation. We kind of got in trouble, but it's fine. We're not going to talk about it now.
That's awesome. Well, now, Candace, I heard you mention about Howard University, and I understand you were just presented with a very special award. Can you tell us about that?
Well, I had the honor and the privilege of riding in the Howard University Homecoming Parade on Saturday. And for me, I could almost cry talking about this. Howard University is it's a great institution, and it was a wonderful experience to do my college education there. And I think you have to be a Howard Bison to understand. But once you have gone through the experience of being a Bison, there's just nothing like it. The lessons that I learned there, and the friends that I made there, the bonds that I made there, the net connections that I have made from being at Howard, are unmatched. And to have watched the parade 3 out of 4 years. And then to actually be in it and to be riding in the car and waving at all my friends and waving at old classmates that I hadn't seen in years, there just isn't a feeling like that. It was humbling, and it was just I have to stop and then cry. It was a great experience for me, and it was something that I'll never forget. I love Howard. Hi, Howard.
University. Somebody out there named Howard is like,
okay, hi Howard.
Just jumped in.
Howard University.
Right. Well, that is wonderful. And Candace, now I know that the national charity is Relay for Life. And I understand that you will be challenging the 2014 Miss Delegates to participate in their region. But can you tell us about this partnership?
So this partnership was actually facilitated by one of probably my favorite sister queen, my predecessor, Miss United States 2012, Miss Ashley Smith. She through the American Cancer Society, and I love Ashley. She's a perfect example of poise and elegance, and she's a goofball, and I love her. So the fact that she used her connections to facilitate this philanthropic union is great. And for me to be able to work with ACS and to work with Relay for Life is an honor. We've all lost someone to cancer or dealt with someone who has gone through a terrible situation with cancer. So ACS is definitely an organization that can reach out and touch a lot of lives, because everyone knows someone who's been affected in some way by the tragedies that cancer can cause. So for me to be able to facilitate and challenge my future sister queens, it's really exciting, and I can't wait to see how much we can raise. And I'm actually going to be working with Howard University. They're doing a Relay for Life next year in April. I think it's April 16th is their Relay for Life. So I'll be there for that one. And then American University is also doing a Relay for Life, which is located in Washington, D.C. as well. So I'll be participating in their Relay for Life. So I'm really excited to be a part of a fundraising event to help people who are dealing with the awful cancer bug.
Well, that's wonderful. And yeah, I agree. Like with what you said, I think most people, if not everyone, is touched some way, by that disease. So good for you for making a difference. Okay, ladies. All right. Now you have to tell our viewers, what are the best parts about your pageant organization?
Okay, I'll go.
Well, oh, go ahead.
I think we all stressed this a lot when we were talking, at least once or twice. Sisterhood and family, that is the absolute best thing, number one, hands down, that I can think of at least, about this system. And I remember answering a question similar, or answering it similarly to my on-stage question. I said that I would spread the word that this is the best system that I've ever competed in, and how much of a sisterhood and a bond that all of us have. Even if, you know, two friends don't win the same title, it's the fact that they competed together and they went through the journey together, and I think that that is most important, that we all have that similarity, that we've all been through the journey and we can, you know, share that with one another. So sisterhood and friendship and the bond, that's number one for me.
Shout out to Miss Laura for always being there to help us with all our internet stuff and always getting us prepared for everything.
Yeah. Laura, you're awesome.
I think one of the greatest things is you can tell by these ladies that even when you win the national title, you can be who you are. You can set your own goals and you can achieve them. You're not bound by anything within the organization. You know, we do opportunities to these ladies, and marketing and photo shoots and fashion and all sorts of things, but you heard them all talk about the service or organizations that are close to their hearts. And so you can be yourself and keep striving farther and farther with this organization.
I think on a technical level, I think it's great that each category is weighted equally. I love, just think about what that means. So when you look at other systems, they'll weigh talent significantly more than other phases of competition, or they'll weigh the onstage question, and so girls can start to get nervous or they obsess over, I have to be better in this portion than I am in this portion. I have to be more well-versed on the interview, and it doesn't really matter if my gown is pretty. Miss United States, each category is weighted equally. So think about what that means. That means they want a well-rounded title holder. They want someone who can speak in public, on-stage question, who can sit across the table from you and articulate her thoughts and opinions. That's the interview. They want someone who has poise and confidence and a sense of fashion. That's on stage, or that's the evening gown competition. They want someone who has all of those different categories and weighted equally. And I respect that part of the Miss United States organization, just because it really shows you that they're putting their money where their mouth is, and they really do want someone who is well-rounded and who can really deliver everything that they need to the public. I love that.
That's definitely what you ladies are. You're beautiful, you can speak well, you know, you're definitely well-rounded, you know, serving the community. So, fabulous title holders.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Very much. The reason why I chose United States was, again, the sisterhood, first and foremost. But the other thing is although we have the 4 title holders here, we also have 2 younger title holders, the preteen and the Little Miss divisions. And we are separate within the organization, but we're still under one umbrella. They are our Little Miss title holders within the United States system. And to be able to mentor them directly and get to know those ladies, they are the future Miss United States and the future other title holders. That's who they are. So we are directly growing our own. That's what they are. And so I just believe that is something that makes our system unique, and it's another proof of the sisterhood, because we are grooming them from 8 years old up all the way to 55. There's no range. There's no differences. So, and that is something, again, very unique about this system, because other systems, they may have princesses, but they don't actually have title holders that are part of it and that travel with the big girls, maybe not to everything, but to a lot of events, and you have that opportunity to mentor on a personal level.
I know we're getting ready to wrap up, Stephanie, but I just wanted to mention I was on the phone with a contestant today out of Delaware, and she said to me she's 29 and she's going to enter the Miss division. I was really floored because she said, you know, I've been looking for a pageant for a long time. She's been in pageants for years. She's been very successful in pageants. And she said, I've been looking for a pageant that takes us seriously. She said, other pageants that she knows of will drop you at a certain time of the year, you know, or they try to make you be somebody you're not, you know, because of their organizational goals. So I thought that that was really representative of why all of these ladies entered. You know, we do take it seriously, and we want, you know, from that preteen Little Miss age all the way up to Miss Teen, Junior Teen, and Ms. ages to take it seriously and to be prepared to change your life.
Wonderful. And Laura, how can we find out more? How can the viewers find out about the organization? Do you have a website, Facebook? Can we follow you on Twitter? What's best for the viewers to do?
Sure. Twitter handle is @GoMissUS, and each of these ladies here have their own Twitter handles as well. Facebook, you'll find us there, and MissUnitedStates.com. Now is the time that states are open for application, and pageants will be starting in January with North Carolina, South Carolina. Woo! Yes. So we're ramping up here. It's the time. It's the time to get serious about it.
Yeah, anybody watching from Arizona, definitely go and sign up and come hang out with all of us, because I always have parties and I bring my puppy and pizza, so you guys should totally.
Puppies, pizza, awesome.
That's right. We have to. Savannah and I have to give a shout out to Miss Renee and the Miss North Carolina South Carolina organization. That woman treats you like the queen that you are. That is hands down all that she does. She dedicates her life to her queens. We just did an appearance with her this past weekend. We are constantly with her. She constantly calls us, texts us. She even got all the girls in the Carolinas charm bracelets, and she's been collecting charms for us throughout our reign to remember our reign, and that is something that she initiated. Awesome. She really is a fabulous director within the state system, and she got us, all of us, prepared to the best of our ability. She might not be able to do every single thing herself, but if she can't sew it, she will find the lady that does. And that Savannah's gown busted 3 times at nationals, and you would have never known that. The weight of her skirt busted her zipper 3 times, even though it fit her like a glove, and our director found it and took care of it. I mean, that's just proof in the project right there. All the state directors are fabulous within the United States system. Chris and Laura have done an amazing job in recruiting these state directors that will make it happen and that will make this organization what it is.
Incredible, incredible. Well, ladies, it's about time for us to wrap up. So, Candace, let's start with you. Any last thoughts or words for the viewers?
Well, I do want to thank all of the viewers and all of the supporters. I get so much love on Facebook and on Instagram from young women and young men and everyone, just, you know, thanking me for being out there and for being so open and public. I really do try to share the real Candace with you guys, as quirky as I may be. So I really appreciate all of your support, and I appreciate all of the young women who are entrusting me with, they trust me enough to come to me and ask me questions and ask for my advice and ask me what I think they should do about competing in this system, or should they come here, what should their dress look like, or what should their hair look like. I really do appreciate that, and it's humbling, and I value that you value my opinion so much, so thank you for that. And then I did want to share my social media channels with you all. I'm on Instagram at CandyGal09, that's CANDEEGAL09. and on Facebook at Miss United States. And then on Twitter, it's at the real Miss US. So, see you there.
Wonderful. Thank you, Candace.
Thank you.
And Jennifer, let's move on to you.
Yes, ma'am. Again, thank you so much for all the love and support, such as Candace has said, that we all ladies have received nationwide and even internationally. I have received personally international support. My big sister within the pageant, Dr. Corinne, she was in Japan during the majority of her reign, and a lot of her followers still support me, and that's just a wonderful experience that just, again, solidifies the sisterhood that this organization has. I'm telling you, no matter how old you are, please compete. Please look into our system, look into our sisterhood, because win, lose, or draw, you will walk out of there with friendships and life-changing experiences. Like Candace, I'd like to share my tags to everything. I am on Facebook as Ms. MS United States, Twitter, The Real MS US, Instagram, MS United States. Oh my goodness, I'm on Tumblr as Jen Jones. I'm on everything. You name it, I'm there. So please contact me with any questions, any thoughts. I will be there. I might not answer you right away, but I promise I will answer you. I'm there for you. My service is to you, the United States, as your queen this year.
Oh, thank you, Jennifer.
Yes, ma'am.
And Lexi, let's move on to you.
Alrighty. Since you guys have already said thank you for pretty much everything that I was going to say, I will say thank you to everybody who's reached out and invited me and my fellow sister queens to all of the amazing events that we have had the opportunity to go to. Personally, I got to go to a car show for a little boy named Maddie. He has Down syndrome, and so his family was raising money so they could, support Down syndrome research. So little things like that, sending an email saying congratulations, I really hope you can make it to this event or that event. I want to say thank you to everybody who has sent us those messages and who continue to. And I will gladly give you my information as well. I'm on Instagram at Lexi Saray, which is at LEXESARAY. I am on Facebook at Miss Teen United States 2013, and Twitter at the real Miss Teen US. Yeah.
Wonderful. Thank you, Lexi.
Thank you.
And Savannah, let's move on to you.
I'm with Lexi, since everybody said thank you, but I'll say it again. Thank you for all the supporters out there and the viewers that are watching us and taking time out of their night to see how we feel about everything and what our likes and dislikes are, and taking the time to get to know us. Thank you for everybody who has been a part of our success. You truly are the ones beneath our wings. And my social media stuff is Miss Junior Teen United States 2013 on Facebook, and then I think my Twitter's at Miss Junior Teen US. Follow me, like my page, do everything, and eat a whole bunch. Thank you.
Thanks, Savannah. And Laura, let's move on to you.
I just want to say thank you to our National Director, Chris Wilmer. Who, if he's not watching now, he'll probably watch it sometime soon. But he's done a lot. He's the visionary for this pageant organization, and he cares very much about the direction that we're headed. And then also I want to say hello and thank you to the directors who are experienced. I'm not going to say old, but the seasoned directors, exactly. And the new directors, welcome. We are a very much growing organization. We've increased, I think, by 200 or 250% in our contestants.
Yay!
In the last 2 years, so it's a great opportunity here. Hi, everybody. Thank you.
That is incredible. Thank you, Laura. Thank you, ladies, so much for joining us tonight on Pageant Live. Love you, ladies. You are incredible.
Thank
you so much.
So excited we'll be watching you. Oh,
Thank you for having us.
We'll, of course, be watching everything that you continue to do within the organization and after your reign, and just so excited to have you on tonight. Thanks so much.
Thank you.
Thanks to the viewers for tuning in.
Yeah, thank you.
Thanks for watching.
And until next Tuesday night, everyone, be sure to shine bright like a diamond. Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.